it definitely slides. I am in a brand new BMW 760xi. That is the modern day equivalent, that's a great sound, to the BMW 760li that I used to own until recently. That was a V12, but this is not a V12. It is a twin turbo charged 4.4 liter V8 with a great noise. That's a very fast car. So the big question is this going to be comparable to my old V12, or is it not? Because it's a lot of years that went by from my 760 is an old car, or was when I had it, and this is brand new. So let's see how well this compares. I have to say, interior quality, all the 7 Series from this current year do all look similar, and I don't think they look anywhere near as nice as the old ones. But the old ones look like it was a gentleman's club, and these look modern with a million electronic gadgetry and push buttons to get out of the door, and seatbelts that don't go up and down anymore like the old ones, and doing everything through the touch screen, through a million menus. So it's a give and a take. You know, my old BMW looked like a gentleman's club with leather and wood and whatever. This is kind of leatherette, I think. This don't look really leathery, and this is plastic, even though it looks like carbon fiber. So, you know, styling's changed, but in terms of performance, that's going to be the question. Is this going to be comparable to the V12 that they no longer offer? BMW does not make a V12 anymore. It's kind of a sad day. It's not that sad, but either way, there's something about a V12 that's very special when you drive it. And I have to say, the transmission on this 760 shifts very similar to how my 760li was, this 760xi. The X, I assume, means it's all-wheel drive. I don't really know, but it should be. And they changed the naming conventions in BMW over and over again. 760, the was 6.0. That was, my car was a 6.0 liter engine, 6.0. And now they kept the 6.0 convention, but it's a 4.4 liter. So they kind of lost that. But either way, it's a great looking car. It honestly looks very similar to all the other 7 Series that are modern. I don't like a lot of stuff on the new 7 Series, like that's all this electronic gadgetry is too much, because if I just want to move my seat, you got to go through the menus, or there's a quick button here to do this. Hold on. To do this and change and mess with it. This is too much. Just give me buttons. It's just too many menus and things. It's a nice sound. I gotta say, the sound of the motor is beautiful. I'm trying to get a little open road here, which I don't have. There's too many cars around me, but oh, it just did open up. Let's hear it. It's a pretty quick car. I gotta say, this is a very quick car. It's much quieter than I had expected. I thought I'd hear like a roaring engine and stuff. It doesn't really roar too much, but that's okay. It sounds good, real good. And it gets quiet when you drive it mellow, and then ooh, I tailed the back out a little bit. It's a beautiful car. It doesn't handle like my old one did. My old one had more road feel. This one, it feels great. I'm not saying it's bad in the slightest, but my old one definitely had more feel of the road. This feels a little bit more, I don't know, distant from the road. And when you do this, you got major body lean, way body lean. This is like a boat, or like ice skating a little bit. But you know what? This is a really nice car. I love 7 Series cars, man. The BMW 7 Series, they're like the ultimate driving machine. That's why they call them that. I don't like that they got rid of the sunroof that opened and replaced it with a full screen sunroof that doesn't open. It's like being in a greenhouse. It's hot in here. Now, normally you'd be cranking up the sunroof, or you'd use the electric shade, but why do I need the electric shade when I could just open the top? So, you know, it sounds so good, the car. It really sounds great. And it downshifts as you slow down, which is great. Not all cars do that, but the 7 Series BMWs tend to do that. They downshift very aggressively. You do have to be in sport mode. I have all the maximum sport, where's the button for that? All the maximum sport modes, here, Sport Plus, Sport, Sport, whatever, set. If you don't do that, it won't downshift like that. But It's a little, the handling is a little all over the road though. I have to say, when you give it a lot of throttle, it kind of bounces around. Like the suspension is, yeah, the suspension doesn't keep you in a straight line. You got to be a good driver to drive this thing aggressively. I mean, if you drive it mellow, yeah, but to drive it aggressively, you really do got to be a good driver to be able to keep it on the road. Yeah, it slides. It definitely slides. It's super fun. Let me try the manual mode. Ooh, it has a great sound in manual. Manual sounds great. Holy cow. Ooh. It has a really delayed reaction from the time I push it till it upshifts. Okay, I redlined it. I mean, it didn't redline it. You hit the limiter. It won't let me downshift though. It won't let me do over aggressive downshifts. It sounds good, but I think the regular mode is better than the manual. How do I get it out of it actually? Hey, there's a boost button. What does that do? You know what? I don't know what boost does. Oh well. It doesn't seem to do anything. How's boost? I don't know. How do I get it back into the regular manual? There we go. Yeah, it's more fun. The manual, honestly, the delay from the paddles is so long, and there's no more. They took away the manual shifter, the manual center console mounted shifter. So I don't like the manual because I don't like the paddles. I always like this better, and it's gone. They don't have it there anymore. So I'm not using manual. But sport mode is great. Listen to that motor, man. And that's not manual. That's just, it holds the low gear. Oh, it sounds so good. This car really sounds beautiful. I gotta say, I like this thing. Do I like it as much as my old 760? Not really. Honestly, I don't. This is faster, obviously. It's like a gazillion generations newer. But it doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't have a, you know what it's missing? It's missing the BMW feel, the old school BMW feel where you felt everything the road has to offer. This keeps you sort of separated and isolated from the road. So like, oh, somebody just cut me off. So because you're isolated from the road, it's like, doesn't feel BMW-like. I love this steering wheel. It's so thick though. Oh my God. That's like super thick steering wheel. Makes me want to grab it. But there's no wood. Like they took away all the wood. My old one had BMW, you know, had wood on the panel. This is like, it's very, very sporty and not as luxurious as I'd like it to be. See now, right now I'm going very slow and you can hear it like downshift so aggressively. Oh my God, someone just cut me off. You hear it aggressive, so aggressive. It's like crazy. I'm barely moving right now. It's like holding, what is that, second gear? That's third gear. Wow, that is aggressive. All right, so I'm waiting on the light to change. Let's look at the car. So you've got all these buttons that are touch here. These control, can you see that? Yeah, you can. These control whether the vent blows or not blows, but then there's a manual one that actually controls the directions that the vents blow. The vents are hidden. They're in these two slivers, the two seams over here. Two? Yeah, one at top and bottom. And this turns the vent on and off. All these are touch buttons. So if you hit your hand against it like this, forget it. It's all gonna go off. On this door, there's more touch buttons. There's touch buttons everywhere. Down here is, these are tactile, they're not touch. But there's so much you could press accidentally that it's like up here is touch buttons on the console. I think they're touch buttons, let's see. Yeah, they are. Like everything is touch buttons, which is not good in a car because you, while you're driving long time, you're gonna do this, you know, and like hit everything inadvertently that you don't want to hit. I don't like that. I like old school, but I gotta say it's a really, really fun car to drive. It's pretty. They took away the headrests that were adjustable in the old model. All old 7 Series had adjustable headrests. These don't have it. When I say adjustable, I meant they had these things that you'd squeeze, that would squeeze your head right here. Like you could pull them out manually. And oh, look at this, it's moving. Wow, what a sound this car makes. Alright, so let's just move over a lane. I want to do this. I keep reaching for something here to grab, like a shifter. There's nothing here. and I don't want to hit these buttons by accident because they mess with the car. So like literally I don't know where to put my hand where it's safe, where I'm not going to inadvertently push something. And same thing with the armrest here, because this over here is touch buttons. I don't like that there is, on the left hand here where your window dials are, there's an extra window dial that does your trunk. Like at the very front of it. You can't see that on the camera, it's at the very front, but it feels exactly the same as a normal window switch, except it's farther forward. I could see opening the trunk inadvertently that way. Now mind you, it's a power trunk and it has a power closer, so you can also close it after the fact, but you don't really want to be hitting your trunk by accident. The trunk should not be feeling to your hands without looking exactly the same as your window switches. It's like a fail, or ergonomic fail with that. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a button to open the door here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. There's a button here to open the door. Like, just give me a handle, man. It could be an electronic handle, but something that resembles what people want to do when they get out, you know, not a button. People don't do this to get out, they do this to get out, you know. There is an emergency door handle, I think, under the passenger side. There's an icon on what looks like a handle down there. So, you know, I guess you can get out manually, at least through the passenger seat. I love the ferociousness of the acceleration, though. I have to say, that's beautiful. It's like it's ferocious. It is beautiful, but you know, it drives great. It really drives great. It doesn't drive like a BMW. At least not my impression of how a BMW should drive. Like I've driven like the 4 Series that with the M440 and stuff like this. Those things have very BMW feels. This is, it's kind of like a cross between a BMW and a Lincoln Town Car. That's a terrible thing to say, but I don't know, it is what it is. I hate this. This is plasticky. The mirror, that's the light, this little strip here, it's really plasticky. And this is very small, which isn't necessarily, oh, look at that, smack me in the head. And this is plastic, and it's moving. That's gonna break when the car's 10 years old for sure. It's not gonna have much longevity, those plastic pieces. You've got these little tweeters over your head with this interesting mesh grill over it. They look cheap plastic to me. It's not, I think they're metal. They're hot. They must be metal. They're hot from the sun. But they look cheap to me. I don't know. They don't match the design of the car. They're supposed to look like this, but it's a little different texture. Maybe one is plastic, one is metal. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Actually, you can't see this? Yeah, you can. This is like some weird mesh that goes over the speaker grills, but I don't know. I guess I don't like that it's so decorated. It's like you're trying really hard as opposed to just looking elegant and classy. But it drives beautiful. I could drive this all day. I mean, this is perfectly fine. I would love to drive this car all day long. Oh, what a sound. Now the shift points are really, really harsh. Now I have it in sport mode, so that's okay, because I'm sure if I put it in regular mode, which I'm not going to do because that's like not fun, I'm sure it'll smooth out, because that's what my old 760 did also. But the shift points are definitely harsh. Like they have a noticeable kick when it you know, drops a gear or shifts up, upshifts. But you know, it is what it is. It's not as smooth as you'd expect, even in sport mode. Like it really, you feel like a kick, you know, in between the gears, which is exciting. It is exciting to drive it like that, but you don't really expect that from this kind of car, to have such harsh shift points, like noticeable to that degree. I've driven sports cars where the shifts are much smoother, like the double clutch transmissions. This has got pretty good insulation. These trucks are blowing diesel on all sides of me. I can hear them, but it's not loud. Insulation's good in here. I'm literally stuck between 1, 2, 3. Oh, and there's a 4th truck up there. Oh my God. Some test drive. Look at this. They're in, oh, you can't see it. They're in 2 lanes blowing diesel, blocking the whole road. Oh my God. Anyway, let's see how good the cabin filtration is. Oh, they moved over. That was nice of them. I wonder if they did that for me, or they just have to go to the left. 1, 2, and 3. All right, we're away from those trucks now. If I give it a little bit of gas, it sounds nice too. You don't have to beat on the car. It sounds good at all power levels. This is a really great sound this car makes. I love how it downshifts at every opportunity. Oof, but then when it upshifts, it does kick you in the back. It's not the smooth. It's really not the smoothest transmission, honestly. I know I'm in sport mode, and I know that it has a smooth version. It just still, even so. Now it has a popping sound that I hear only as it shifts gears. Now I don't know if that's like anti-lag, which is what I think it is, which is that popping sound people do on purpose. There. That popping. I'm pretty sure that's on purpose, anti-lag. But it's a weird sound. It's like, it's not backfiring like a normal anti-lag sound. It almost sounds like shifting bad. Like boom, the transmission's hitting, the gears are grinding or something. So it's a weird anti-lag popping sound. It does sound good, it just kind of also sounds broken, like broken transmission sound. Also, it's definitely got without question, this has variable assist steering. To bring home my point about the sun beating down through the glass, my GoPro just overheated and shut itself off mid-sentence. Anyway, this got variable assist power steering. It's super light when you're standing still. Like, you could easily do that, no big deal. When you're moving, it tightens up nicely, real nicely, like sports car. Variable assist power steering is amazing in this car. It's super loose when you're standing still. It gets really nice and tight as you pick up speed. Power steering is really good. All right, GoPro's overheated. I'm cutting the video short. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Wow, that's a lot of power. All right, see you guys. Bye.
Yo, 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 yo.